Good evening. Ladies and gentlemen, please settle down. We are about to start. Just grab your seat. We are about to start. Thank you. Thank you to the choir. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to start now. I'm going to request everybody to rise for the singing of the national anthem. Okay, we're going to start now. We're just waiting for the band to come in. Thank you. Okay, let's try again. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the singing of the national anthem. May I take this opportunity to invite the Chaplain General to come and bless the occasion. Chaplain Generals.
Moya, moya, moya. Oh, ulathele, ulathelele. Oh moya, moya, mo. Oh moya, 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 moya.
Thank you. Chief, South African National Defence Force, permission to continue with the devotion, sir. To the Minister of Defence and Military Veterans, to the Chief of the South African National Defence Force, to our service chiefs and divisional chiefs, to the second citizen of Cape Town, to all our distinguished guests this evening, I greet you all and say, good evening. I have said the right thing. Good evening. Good evening. I thank you. This is the evening that the Lord has made for us. Let us rejoice in it. We do so respecting all expressions of faith that are with us this evening. The music always keep in the creative tension between the goodness of God and the realities of the present world. If a trumpet gives an uncertain sound, who will get ready for the battle? The music keeps the balance between hope and frustrations, joy and sorrow, faith and doubt, deferred dreams and promise. Now, tonight you will clap your hands, all of you, and shout unto the God with the voice of triumph. Shout with joy to the God. Sing the glory of his name. Make the praise glorious. Say to God, how awesome are your deeds. And now, come, let us rejoice in him. Shall we bow our heads and pray? I now commend this evening, very precious evening, unto your throne of grace. And may all the people of God say amen.
With that prayer, thank you very much, General. We're going to start with the program now. And Chief of the South African National Defence Force, permission to carry on, sir. Thank you, sir. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Captain Beginkosi Mvovo. I'm your program director for the evening. Please allow me to welcome everybody to the gala concert with the following recognized protocol. The Minister of Defence and Military Veterans, the Chief of the South African National Defence Force, Deputy Mayor of the City of Cape Town, Chiefs of the Services and Divisions, members of the Plenary Defense Staff Council, respective military command councils, ladies and gentlemen. In our midst, we also have our friends from Cuba, led by General Ortega, and I think it is important to welcome them, as well as all the nations that are represented here. We recognize the kingdoms, the kings that reign over them, the chiefs, ibhodi, onozithetyana, the councillors, and all those that are in our localities given responsibility to look after our people from all corners of our beautiful country. I welcome all from the 9 provinces of South Africa, and I'm sure that Cape Town is offering a lot to explore from the people coming as far as Limpopo. And by the way, people from Limpopo have some explaining to do tonight. But they don't have to explain now. It's just a small question that I have for them on what happened to Itibala. We cannot have Itibala shooting to fame only for 3 weeks, and then after that it dies down. I welcome those that have, maybe this one needs me a bit of explaining. We've got sailors here that are dressed in very white uniform. And I know in one of the few occasions, you've had some people that have thought that they would love to leave a red lipstick on that white uniform. And some of them might be here, and it's important to welcome them as well. Last but not least, I welcome all the girls that are busy dating the wrong guys. And if I've missed any one of you, and deep down, in your heart you feel and believe that you should have been named and recognized, welcome, all protocol observed. Just a short emergency drill. I've been reliably informed that there will be load shedding later tonight, but everything has been put together to mitigate that risk, so we don't have to worry much. In case of emergency, there's a number of exits. At the bottom here, I think we've got about 10 exits, and there are exits on top as well. There's also heads and bathrooms at the back there and all around the wall. For those who would love to make use of them. I'm sure that you have taken note of the significance of the areas that have been identified for various activities of the Armed Forces Day 2019 in Cape Town, including the Table Bay, the Blowback Strand area, where the main parade and capability demonstrations will be happening. Blowback Strand is the area where the earlier freedom fighters that were incarcerated in Robben Island landed after a great escape. A Xhosa military tactician, military commander and spiritual leader, Unxele Umakhanda, who led a great campaign against the British in Grahamstown, escaped together with the Khoi military commanders, Ustearman and Trompeter, who successfully landed together with 2 other Xhosa warriors, Uhalala no Gaula. Unfortunately, Makhanda did not make it ashore after their boat escaped. But the Xhosas believed so much in the powers of Makhanda that he is still coming. Hence, there is a saying in isiXhosa which says, "Ukuza kukaNxele." So if you let people to wait for a long time, they end up saying, "Angathi silinde ukuza kukaNxele." These are the military warriors that inspired the current crop of the SNDF leadership to leave this country together with many others that came from MK, APLA, and Azandla. And for that, I take my hat off to recognize all the detachments from Lutuli Detachment, the 1976, and others. This history of the detachment has been revived at the South African War College, and all the programs are now adopting detachment names. And I know at least there's one of the detachments which is called the Hector Peterson 4020 Detachment, which is in the audience, and a shout out to them. There's others as well. The Hector Peterson 4020 Detachment gave themselves that name as they were at the War College at the time of 40 years celebration since the Soweto uprising and 20 years of the adoption of the South African Constitution. The other area of great significance is where the night shoot will be happening tomorrow night. The place is called Muizenberg. It is where the Dutch and the British had a fierce engagement. The forces of General Craig forcing General Janssen to abandon post and retreat to the area that is today called Retreat, which is a few kilometers from Muizenberg, where the night firing will be happening. And also Retreat is where I stay. Now back to this wall. This wall is where one of the famous Robben Island prisoners, who later became the first commander-in-chief of the South African National Defence Force, made his first speech to a crowd of over 250,000 after his release, and that is none other than Nelson Rolihlahla Mandela, the doctor. The music that is played today, as arranged by the music director of the South African Navy, traces the road traveled since our democratic breakthrough in 1994. We trace that road through music under a theme, 25 years of defense in a democracy. To make this happen, it is the best of the South African National Defence Force bands and choirs merged together to produce a seamless piece that defies the economic law of diminishing marginal utility and diminishing marginal returns. Economists believe that the more you have something, the less you get interested in it. And they call it the law of diminishing marginal utility. But music defies that. The more you get it, the more you want it. And I think it is the only thing in life that the more you get, the more you want. It's music. The National Ceremonial Guard, the Army Band, the Air Force Band, South African Naval Band, and South African Military Health Service Band will be entertaining you. All the directors of music will be doing their thing. Please sit back and enjoy the evening of music brought to you by your own South African National Defence Force. And I have a message for you from the director of music. He requested me to warn you about the possible clash between the beautiful harmonies and melodies from your phones and his band's concertos. Due to that fear, he then suggested that you put your phones on silence or switch them off. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for the Director of Music, South African Navy, Lieutenant Commander Lindela Matikizela, to join us on stage.
to the side. There is more to hear that can never be seen, more to do that can never be done. There is far too much to take in here, more to find than can never be found. But when the sun rolling high through the sapphire sky keeps great and small on the endless road, it's a circle of life, and it moves us on through despair and hope, through faith and love, till we find our place on the path unwinding in the circle of
Thank you. The opening song is called Circle of Life. It is from Disney's 1994 animated film, The Lion King. Lion King is very close to the hearts of South Africans and Africa as well, because the son of the soil, a man from Soweto, Lebu Murake, affectionately known as Lebu M, is a singer and an executive producer in that song. The Lion King. AB Nokulunga Madlala, together with Liabona Qhutywa, were the soloists on the Circle of Life. Now, I've asked this thing. I've asked the director of music as well if there's more than one. I thought solo is one, but there were two of them. Both of them are soloists. And they did very well. I hope you enjoyed Circle of Life. Now there's something important about Liabona. Where is she? Liabona, did you leave us? Oh, she's here. Come close. Yeah. Liabona is a grade 11 learner from Makanda, formerly known as Grahamstown, Ekhini. And I think we can give her a round of applause. Thank you. I'm very impressed. And yeah. Yes, by the way, she said she wants to join the South African National Defence Force. We said she must speak when she's ready. We cannot guarantee. I think only the Chief of the Defence Force can guarantee. Another important thing about where she comes from, you remember I spoke about Makanda, that military commander. She comes from there, from that district which is called Makanda, formerly known as Grahamstown. The next song is Vicky Sampson's African Dream, composed by Alan Lazar. This song was released in 1995. In 1996, African Dream was used for the opening and closing of the CAF soccer games held in South Africa. By the way, for those who were not yet born, there's many, I'm sure, including Leah Bonner. I'm pleased to inform you that Bafana Bafana became CAF champions that year. And I pray for 1996 to come back, or at least send back the winning recipe to our national soccer team. We know they're struggling. But at least, I think that was yesterday or 2 days back, the under-20 beat Nigeria. Even if they came third, at least they beat Nigeria. Because that Nigeria is a strong soccer nation. Please welcome on stage again, Abel Simen Nokulunga Madlala, as she performs the Bafana Bafana One and Only Cup song. The saxophonist, I'm an engineer, so I had to learn a lot of how to pronounce things and how to write things. And I was told that saxophonist doesn't start S-E-X. Is S-A-X. And I'm sure there's many of us that can get that one wrong. So the saxophonist is Lance Corporal Kagiso Ramila from the South African Air Force Band in Pretoria. Ladies and gentlemen, please enjoy.
Sometimes alone in the evening, I look outside my window, hear the shadows in the night. I hear the sound of distant crying, the darkness multiplying, and a weary heart's denied. All I feel is my heartbeat, beating like a drum, beating with confusion. All I hear are the voices telling me to go, but I can never run, 'cause in my African dream, there is a new tomorrow. My African dream. Now when the night begins to fall, I listen for your call, I listen for your heartbeat. Alone, my dream is just a dream, another false illusion, a shadow in the night. All I want is for our hearts to be beating just as one, to silence the confusion. Then the pain and illusion will disappear again, and we will never run. 'Cause in my African dream, there's a new tomorrow. My African dream is a dream that we can follow, and through it we'll see my heart's an illusion. My African dream is an end to the confusion.
Thank you. That was beautiful. And I think I'm getting into it. Started very nervous. I'm still nervous. I still need to get strong, but I will need your support. And you can support me. I'm going to say, Wololo, and you say, Babes Wotumo. Then I'm gonna be strong. Let's try it. Wololo, Babes Wotumo. Thank you. The second director that I call on stage is Captain Nolutando Nkomo from the National Ceremonial Guard Band, all the way from Pretoria. She is going to conduct umbutho wokuvikela which was composed by Lieutenant Colonel Matei Spinar, who is the director of the South African Air Force Band. And she will also give tribute to Aretha Franklin by playing her much-loved Natural Woman. Abelsman Nokulunga Madlala will join them to sing the Natural Woman. Please enjoy.
Looking out on the morning rain, I used to feel so uninspired. But when I knew I had to face another day, Lord, it made me feel so tired. Before the day I met you, life was so unkind, but you're the key to my peace of mind. 'Cause you made me feel, and you made me feel, you made me feel like I soul was in the lost and found. You came along to claim it. Now I didn't know what was wrong with me till your kiss helped me name it. Now I'm no longer doubtful of what I'm living for, and if I make you happy, baby, I don't need to do it, 'cause you make me feel, and you make me feel, you make me feel like a natural woman. Whoa, baby, what you done to me? What you done to me? You make me feel so good inside. Good inside. Wanna be close to you because you make me feel so alive. What you done to me? Oh, baby, close to you because you make me feel so alive.
That was beautiful. Let's give a round of applause again. Indeed, the ladies are doing it. Captain Noluthando Nkomo, Abelsman Madlala, that was great. The SNDF band's main function is ceremonial duties, where marches are the order of the day. So we are going to treat you to a medley of Kenneth Alford marches, who once visited South Africa and was born on the 21st of February, which is the day of the main function of the AFD. Before we do that, I would like to remind you that during the 2010 Soccer World Cup, the SNDF, your SNDF, took the responsibility of ensuring the safety and success of the Soccer World Cup held in our Rainbow Nation. With that being said, I think I will have to add some waka waka to this medley, so as to dance and celebrate again the fact that we once hosted a successful Soccer World Cup within and during our democratic South Africa. To conduct the marches and waka waka, please welcome Lieutenant Colonel Siekola, the Senior Director of the SAMS Band, and accompanied by the singing again of Nokulunga Madlala.
You're a good soldier, choosing your battles Pick yourself up and dust yourself off and back in the saddle. You want a flat line, everyone's watching. You and your serious, we getting closer, this isn't over. And the pressure's on, believe it. And you've got it all, believe it. When you fall, get up, oh, oh. And if you fall, get up, eh, eh. Samina, mina, zangalewa. Cause this is Africa. Samina, mina, eh, eh. Waka, waka, eh, eh. Samina, mina, zangalewa. Anawa, ah, ah. Listen to your God, this is our motto. Yota to shine, turn where in line if I'm a most proud. People are raising their expectations. Go in and feed them, this is our moment, no hesitation. And today's the day, I feel it. And you've paved the way, believe it. You get down, get up, oh, oh. And you get down, get up, eh, eh. Samina, mina, zangalewa. This time for Africa, Samina, mina, eh, eh. Waka, waka, eh, eh. Samina, mina, zangalewa. Anawa, ah, ah. Samina, mina, eh, eh. Waka, waka, eh, eh. Samina, mina, zangalewa. This time for Africa. Amela, mechole, piki, piki, mambo, eh. To six, I see to Salamakuni, piki, piki, mambo. East to west, I see waka, waka, ma, eh, eh. Waka, waka, ma, eh, eh. Tenasi, swema, sibuye. Cause this is Africa. Tamina, mina. Tamina, mina. Tamina, mina. Tamina, mina. Eh, eh. Waka, waka, eh, eh. Tamina, mina, zangalewa. Anawa, ah, ah. Tamina, mina. Eh, eh. Waka, waka, eh, eh. Tamina, mina, zangalewa. This time for Africa. Sango, eh, eh. Sango, eh, eh. Samina, mina, zangalewa. This time for Africa. Sango, eh, eh. Sango, eh, eh. Samina, mina, zangalewa. Anawa, ah, ah. This time for Africa. This time for Africa. This time for Africa. This time for Africa.
Thank you. Thank you. Lipel Mpondo Lagut, Matikizel. I think the competition is really tough. And normally in the Navy, we don't put a cap on indoors. But I saw the chaplain general with his hat on. I decided to follow suit. Now I know that to get it off is another procedure. To request from the chief if I can take it off. And because of the distance between the stage and the main podium where the chief is sitting, I won't even hear if he said, yes, take it off or not. So that means I'll just carry on. The Mango Groove has played a significant role in uniting people of our country through music. The group has also been a great source of moral booster to our Springboks. In most of the Springbok games, the Mango Groove would be there playing their good music. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the director of the South African Air Force Band, Lieutenant Colonel Pinar, as he conducts Mango Groove medley, and the special star. The solo vocalist on the special star is Able Seaman Ivanita Ulf. Please enjoy.
There's a special star that shines each time I hear that lullaby. There's a special star that shines in the evening in your eyes. Special star, special star, special star, special star, special star, special star. Special star. Special star.
Beautiful. Can I? Thank you. Thank you very much. That was great. Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, on this 2019 Armed Forces Day Gala evening, I decided to give you a treat by a South African Defence Force choirs. I will let their golden voices speak further for them, but all I can tell you for now is that they are made up of all the services. Please sit back and enjoy.
Sapresan clisanti dolira fatale Giavai Sivanti Giapoma l'error Le fuori giorno Gesù reale a prescelta store te le farò
Son,
si muti pianti
sui muti,
Giacomba il terror le folli il giorno appresso il giorno
Resan, istanti,
Sapresavi soltanti
fatale,
D'un'ira fatale
pianti,
Già rompiamo il terror
ritorno,
Ritorno
sudo
a salvare il
dall'are,
male
a presto non
Le folgore ritorno a presto ritorno Da tu questa l'ora a presto risorti e si muti sollare si muove La folgore ritorno e folgore ritorno a presto
Good evening, ladies. The next song that we're going to sing for you is composed by one of our local composers here in Cape Town, Mr. Sibusiso Njeza. It's called Wamohle Mzansi Africa. It talks about the beauty of this country. Actually, he composed this song for one of the opera singers who's based in Europe. He was about to perform his recital, and during his recital at the Metropolitan Opera House, he decided to feature at least one African piece. And then he spoke with Sibusiso Njeza to compose the song. And Sibusiso asked him, how is life in Europe? And the guy felt like crying. He said, career-wise, I'm progressing very well, but there's no place like South Africa. The country is beautiful. It's full of good people like you. Yeah, so that is what the song is about. It's got a sad feeling in it, but it talks about the beauty of South Africa. Please enjoy Wamuhle Mzansi.
unobunganga unamandla uchubekile unobuchule aqamba kwezindini leAfrika khaya lami mzansi wami
Thank you. Thank you very much from the choirs. I'm sitting between two problems. One of trying to push the program so that we finish as soon as possible. The other problem is what I read from a study that was conducted in March in 2018. According to a study by O2, which owns some of the largest music venues in the UK, alongside Goldsmith University's associate lecturer, Patrick Fagan, regularly attending live shows can help expand your lifespan. The study says that 20 minutes at a show can lead to 21% increase in the feeling of well-being. Now you know what that would mean for 1 meal and 2 meals. Even more research says that going to gigs directly links high levels of well-being with a lifespan increase of 9 years. So every 20 minutes counts. We are proudly SNDF members, hence we cater for everyone in everything we do. Now I'm changing the mood a bit just to reach to you jazz fans. I'm now going to entertain you with Dave Core's medley. In this medley, you will get a bit of Know You by Heart, Waiting for You, and Together Again. To perform Dave Core's medley, please put your hands together for Chief Petty Officer Didier Richards. I also welcome back on stage the Director of Music, South African Navy, Lieutenant Commander Matikizela.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I must say it feels good to stand in front of the podium because the Chaplain General who kindly blessed this occasion stood here as well. So I feel blessed. Tonight, as the program director alluded, we are celebrating the 25 years of defense in democracy, and of course, we are doing it in music. So if you noticed on the program, we have the opening segment where we spoke about the circle of life with Level M, and also the African Dream, which was the song that brought the cup to South Africa. And also, we gave tribute to Aretha Franklin. And of course, our job is ceremonial, that's why we did the marches. Who can forget about the 2010 World Cup, which we successfully hosted? Waka Waka, we played that song to remember that. And of course, the Mango Groove has been the regular performance when the Springbok play, and we all know the Springbok that they always win. And we went down to the choral performance, and we all know that choral is big in South Africa. And most of these things were exposed during the time of democracy. And yes, we just did it, of course, now. And now we're moving on to the main theme, where we're going to talk about From a Distance, but we're going to talk about it in music. So From a Distance is a piece that talks about what you would see from a distance when you do not have any information. For instance, in South Africa, before 94, from a distance, the people from the world, they saw people who were living at peace. They thought there was no hungry mouth to feed. They thought there were no guns, there were no bombs, there was no crime. Those are the lyrics From a Distance, as you're going to listen to it now. And that went on even after the democracy. Things still went on because to fix what has been broken for a couple of years takes time. So we still had challenges that people could not see from a distance. But yes, we're still celebrating because we are getting there, but we're not perfect. And we decided to take you back, just to emphasize that from a distance, things are not always as they seem. We took you back to the raid that happened in 1996. That happened in Soweto, where most people died, and they ended up Kwanongqongqo, which is song you're going to see on a program. Kwanongqongqo is jail. And then after Kwanongqongqo, that gave birth to the black president who came here when he came out of jail. That's why we're playing black president after that. But then that black president gave birth to a couple of presidents. And today we have a president who says, it doesn't matter what happens next to you if people are negative, people don't want to do anything. Let us all raise our hands and say Tumamina. That is why we have Tumamina as well. So ladies and gentlemen, our main theme from the South African National Defence Force Bands and the choir. Thank you.
From a distance, the world looks blue and green, and the snow-capped mountains white. From a distance, the ocean meets the streams, and the eagle takes to flight. From a distance, there is harmony, and it echoes through the land. distance, we all have enough, and no one is in need. From a distance, I don't comprehend. No hungry mouths to feed. From a distance, we are instruments marching in a common band, playing songs of hope, playing songs of peace. They're the songs of every man. God is watching us. God is watching us. God is watching us from a distance. From a distance, you look like my friend, even though we are at war. From a distance, I just cannot comprehend what all this fighting is for. From a distance, there is harmony, and it goes through the land. And it's the hope of hopes, it's the love of loves, it's the heart of every man. And it's the love of loves, it's the hope of hope. This is the song of every man. God is watching us. God is watching us. God is watching us from a distance. God is watching us. God is watching. God is watching us from a distance.
And now I would like to welcome my colleague from Cape Town, the Director of Music, Western Cape, Major Vernon Michaels, as he's going to conduct Amandla. Embers of Soweto. Out of this crucible warrior army of the new age, despising gas, batons, and bullets, defying centuries of slavery, advancing without care on armored cars, striking metals with clenched fists. Warrior cry, Amanda! Rising in every throat, despising death. Teenagers and 8-year-olds advance into the piercing storm, press forward into the hail of lead, and tumble in an instant tumble. Freeze, prowl like wreck gold in the dust, collapsing under barbed wire eyes. Butcher's chorus baying, praise God, praise God.
Shona, Shona, Rihudele haye, Mantia hao amahulu, Shona, 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 Rihudele haye, Mantia hao amahulu, Shona,
Out of this crucible, out of this blasphemy, rising spunks and dance and wheels and songs. These, the embers of Soweto, igniting the eye of Mamelodi, enlightening the heart of Guguletu, burning like flowers in Bonteville, winging with the incandescent embers. Warrior cry and will and soul with collapsing child, igniting the triumphant freedom gun. Mother, children, father, people, listen. The cry, praise God, rise on assassins' lips.
Lehahu lizwalo, Rihudele haye, Mantia hao amahulu,
Thank you, sir.
Bahleli bonke etilogweni, bahleli bonke kwanongqongqo. 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 Halala, 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 halala. Naku, naku, naku sobukwe, naku, naku etilogweni, naku, naku, naku sisulu, naku, naku etilogweni. Yini bawoluthuli, hayu sotheni, sotheni. Yini bawoluthuli, hayu sotheni, sotheni. Naku, naku, naku Mandela, naku, naku etilogweni, naku, naku, naku sisulu, naku, naku etilogweni. Yini wema Afrika, hayu sotheni, sotheni. Yini wema Afrika, hayu sotheni, sotheni. Bahleli bonke etilogweni, bahleli bonke kwanongqongqo. Bahleli bonke etilogweni, bahleli bonke kwanongqongqo. Bahleli bonke etilogweni, bahleli bonke kwanongqongqo. The year 1963, the people's president was taken away by security men, all dressed in their uniform. The brutality, oh no, my black president. Him and his comrades were sentenced to isolation for many painful years, painful years of hard labor. They broke rocks, but the spirit was never broken, never broken. Oh no, my black president. Let us rejoice for our president. Let us sing for our president. Let us praise for our president. Let us sing, let us dance for Madiba's freedom. Now in 1990, the people's president came out from jail, raised up his hand and said, "Viva, viva my people." He walked the long road back to freedom, back to freedom, freedom for my black president. Let us rejoice for our president. Let us sing for our president. Let us pray for our president. Let us sing, let us dance for Madiba's freedom. Mama, 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 Madiba, mama, Madiba. Oh, yeah. I will die for my president. I will sing for my president. I will stand and say, "Viva, viva, 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 viva my president."
I wanna be there when the people start to tell you that when they triumph over poverty. I wanna be there when the people win the battle against hate. I wanna lend a hand. I wanna be there for the alcoholic. I wanna be there for the drug addict. I wanna be there for the victims of violence and abuse. I wanna lend a hand. Send me to Mamina, esizwe, izoya, ithandaze. To Mamina, esizwe, izoya, ithandaze. Just I wanna be there when the people win the battle against hate. I wanna lend a hand. I wanna be there for the victims of violence and abuse. I wanna lend a hand. Send me to Mamina, tumamina esizwe izoya ithandaze tumamina esizwe izoya ithandaze iyo yelele mhamba ebusuku nasemini asilahana akusizilota ebusuku nasemini asilahana akusizilota lele mama oh lolo iyo ha iyo helele oh iyo emateksini emabhasini esitimeleni emabheshini emateksini esitimeleni tumamina esize izoya enithandase tumamina esize izoya onithandase I will choir. Sing. Ebusuku nasemini asilahana ebusuku nasemini asilahana tumamina esizwe izoya ithandaze. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Director of Music, the choir and the band. I'm sure the minister is already thinking that when the president does his next State of the Nation address in May, that someone is ready to help him along to sing that song. We also want to assure you and confirm that the standby generators from the SA Army signal formation are ready to kick in anytime. You know, we don't have in the SANDF load shedding. That thing we don't have yet. And we're here, the whole SANDF has been called to the Western Cape, so we cannot disappoint. I'm sitting next to the Chaplain General, and he's been giving me a lot of strength so that I'm able to continue with this program without being nervous. And I therefore had to bend to his special ask, which he says he's doing it for the Minister of Defense and the Chief of the South African National Defense Force. I've been told the Director of Music, the band doesn't know, the choir doesn't know. But they are always ready to kick in. So this special ask for our leadership, it is for you to say, "It is well with my soul." Please do it. Thank you. Don't go away. You know, one of the privileges of being a program director is that you can do certain things. And everyone has got to listen to you. There's a lady by the name of Thandokazi Ndondo from Sixai. She's in the choir. Where is she? Don't clap. You don't even know if she's done something wrong. You know that name, Thandokazi Ndondo, the name Ndondo reminds me of a certain Bathandwa Ndondo. And I'll stop right there. And I'm sure, you know, February is a special month. it is the only month that is not complete. So, if you are born in February, you must be really a special person. It is also a month of love. And I want to direct the director of music. Can I see by a show of hands who are born in February? It's quite a lot. It's a sizable number. You are born together with Tandokazi Ndondo from Sixai, and I'm going to ask the director of music to play a happy birthday song for all the people that are born in February. Thank you very much, Commander Matikizel. You know, there's something special about him. He comes from Pondoland, I also come from Pondoland. That is very special. You know, Pondo people are very special people. Our king, Sikau, unyawuza uthahla kandayeni uhlamba ngobubende from eQaukeni. That is where our king is. And this man comes from Bizana. I come from Tabankulu. I'm very close to the village. You know, I've actually measured driving from home to town. It's about 3 kilometers. But for him, to drive from Mbizana to his village on a dusty road, it takes quite long. Takes about 3 hours, it just confirmed now. So that makes me a better Pondo. But I'm proud and I like what he does. And Pondos, they say they are very stubborn people. You must ask Minister Mandashe. Very stubborn. But thank you very much, Mkayawam. Yes, you're doing me proud. Thank you. Where is Nogulunga, Madlala? Where is she? She's disappeared. Oh, she's there in the choir. Okay. You know, one of our special people, an admiral from the South African Navy, who's doing us very proud, is the Provost Marshal General, PMG. And I'm sure the PMG will not be happy with me if I do not mention that Nogulunga Madlala is from the military police. She's not a permanent member of the band, but she's doing so well. So let's give it up to the PMG and his team. We are now going towards closing. And what I did not mention when we started is that kuzowiwa macala. Kuzowiwa wi. There's no nyi in wiwa. Kuzowiwa wi. Ololo. Babes Otumo. Yes, we are indeed celebrating 25 years in our democracy. But the sad thing, and it's very sad, you're gonna think about a number of them. Some left just before the 1994 breakthrough. And one of those was Chris Hani. A number also left, like Joe Slovo. Our minister, former minister Joe Modise. Many, many others left. Now that is a sad thing that aspelelang. Some heroes have passed on, and some without even getting a chance of tasting the fruit of the free South Africa that they fought for. To sing Aspelelanga, please welcome Able Seaman Tieho Mpeisa Aspelelanga.
Mama ke, mama busimfo, nana koyot, repeat lakirube, kumkaniga hazi brenda fast, ingatati ngoma yoke, andilibi izanoke. Iti kamagu kunininga lelo aspelela short to sweet so aspelela ay aspelela you must get aspelela ay aspelela you run the jail, aspelela, aspelela, Robi Maliga, aspelela, aspelela.
Bafusani matata baphakame bavavwe. Basisani kalako sibaxawule. Nibambese ngoba nibaqaya umthika nibanike ichoma. Bamphelele ningoma ningabadlala idlala. Ibingamanxila akho babathatha uncuthu lwengoma kwalunga legwaba. Imvume besinyilosa sidyotya. Kuchela kuchacha kungusha kungusha litabagirha. Nayagudosana. Kufa kunjani na kunamadoda. Zahambi njajali nenjajali kasi zinayolelanga. Yawe winamnala sachistaka.
Hayibo.
Wemaka
Hayibo.
lusuwenka malala.
Ayasiphelela sokuzwisisa siphelela ayasiphelela 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 yumasikela siphelela ayasiphelela 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 sokumandoza siphelela ayasiphelela 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 Gobi maliga spelela, haya spelela, haya spelela, haya spelela, sotus fisos spelela, haya spelela, haya spelela, haya spelela, you must spelela, spelela, haya spelela, haya spelela, haya spelela, Gobi maliga spelela. Haya spelela, haya spelela, just haya spelela, 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 just spelela, haya spelela, so to speak, so spelela, haya spelela. Haya spelela, you must get a spelela. Haya spelela, Gobi maliga spelela. Haya spelela, can I hear the drums? Just hey, 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 hey. Haya spelela, so to speak, so spelela. Haya spelela, haya spelela, haya spelela. You must get a spelela, haya spelela, haya spelela, haya spelela. Thank you very much.
Kuko, there was somebody by the name of Sanuse Ngoloba from the Radio Transkei. When he speaks Xhosa, he would speak it with a commanding understanding of the language. And it is not surprising that the poet in this song, Asphelelanga Imbongi, is from the same place where Sanuse Ngoloba comes from, eXokolweni in Amtata. Her name is Aphelele Yako. Let's give her. That was beautiful. And before I give the director of music, I think you will need some time to thank certain people. I just want to remind everybody that this is just one part of the Armed Forces Day celebrations held in the Western Cape. I did mention in my introduction, you might not have heard properly because I was still nervous. I was still trying to find my feet. But I did mention that tomorrow, no. That is on Tuesday. Yeah, it's tomorrow. It's because in the register I was marked AG because I was here. So I even forgot that today was a working day. Tomorrow, from 1930 to 2200, is the night shoot at the Sunrise Beach in Muizenberg. I'm already getting reports that it's already happening that side. People are already practicing. And our own, from the Hector Peterson 4020 detachment, commander of the, is it one side tank regiment? Colonel Shingange is already that side. And they are already, and I'm mentioning those people because General Nombeu from the South African National War College kept on saying that that group, my group at the War College, was clinically selected. But if the general is here, we're still waiting. So that's one of the very important things that will be happening tomorrow as part of the AFT. There's a wreath-laying ceremony that will be happening at the UCT Tower campus. I'm not sure if I've got something correct, okay? I studied at UCT, I don't remember Tower campus. Something that's written here is, maybe it's upper campus. But we'll confirm that. Then on the 21st, which is on Thursday, that is the main parade. Even if you miss anything, please be there. The commander-in-chief will be there. At Table View, Lopek Strand, that's where I said those warriors did land when they escaped from Robben Island. On the 21st, again, at Table View at Lopek Strand, will be the capability demo of the South African National Defence Force. Then there are some places where I don't think I'm invited. On the 21st, there will be a VVIP function on board SAS Drakensberg. I've seen the officer commanding SAS Drakensberg here. Captain Mabula is here, coming to check. But I'm sure the ship is ready for that function. The VIPs, I think I can gate crash this one. There will be a VIP function on board Castle of Good Hope. I'm not invited, but I think the lights have made me to be possible to be invited. Then lastly, on the 22nd, is the Chief SNDF Charity Golf. So I'm sure the golfers are ready to make the chief proud. And before I say thank you to anybody, I think I must give Impondo Lagut to say it first. Because once I speak, you cannot speak, Commander. Thank you. You can continue.
Good evening again, ladies and gentlemen. I would like to give my thanks. Firstly, I would like to thank Tree Electronics from the Signal Unit for all these beautiful lights that you see around here. They are flashing very nice. They are always there for us everywhere we are. I want to say thank you very much to you guys. You are so professional. You are always on time. Sometimes we have to work throughout the night just to make things happen. And what you do is very beautiful. Thank you. Big round of applause to them, please. I would like to thank Defense TV for doing such a good job. When I had a chance to go outside, I looked on YouTube. This has been streamed live. Pictures beautiful. The audio is so beautiful as well. Thank you, yes, Defense TV. I'd also like to thank Colonel Fanny of the ASB Western Cape for allowing us to rehearse there. The mess bands, he allowed us to rehearse there when the City Hall was not available for us. That really meant a lot to us because without that, the music that we had today was not going to be as good as you had it if we did not have a place to practice. So thank you very much, Colonel, sir. I would like to thank the guards outside from JTech. We came out here yesterday to set up, and some of us, we left in the middle of the night, and those guys ensured us that everything was going to be safe. So really, it was really good to see that the Defense Force is still working together, you know. So thanks to the JTech for providing us with guards to make everything safe around here. I would like to thank the MPs as well for doing everything they've been doing to escort our important guests and also to make sure that traffic is flowing. I mean, not only today, but when we go to some meetings, they would accompany us to make sure that we get wherever we need to get in time. Thank you very much, Military College. To the ushers, thank you very much, ushers, to make sure that everyone is seated at the right place. There's no congestion. Thank you very much. To the DCC guys, thank you very much for your sound. Silo, Brian, we always work with you. Your sound is beautiful, and I know that today we're working in conjunction with our own sound engineer, Chief Professor Munyane Mokhesi from the SNAV Band. Thank you very much for coming all the way from Pretoria to support this. I would like to thank the City of Cape Town for making this hall available for us. It is really beautiful. I was here yesterday when a good speaker was saying, at first we were going to be somewhere, but you ended up being here. There's a way that he called this, but I can't remember. But it was the Chaplain General. He called it a very nice way. I can't remember, but this place is beautiful indeed. So, City of Cape Town, thank you very much. I would like to thank the chef for the meals they provided for us before we started to play. I'm not going to thank them for the meal that is coming up because we're not invited, but thanks for the one that you gave to us. And I would also like to thank the audience, everyone here. You are so beautiful, uniform members, those who are not in uniform, our families that are invited here. And of course, the way we've performed, the way we do is because of the support of the family. Without the families, the wives, the children, the husbands, we would not be doing what we're doing successfully. So families, thank you very much to you and to you, beautiful audience. Everyone, give yourself a big round of applause. I think this night was a beautiful night. And I would like to thank the Chaplain General for blessing the night. Thank you, sir. And I also would like to call all the directors of music, just to thank them so that everyone can see them. Directors of music, but if they are far, it's fine, don't worry. Don't worry if they are far. Okay, I thank all the directors of music from the Air Force.
Yeah, here.
Oh, yes, they are here. This is Lieutenant Colonel Gerald Sekola from the South African Medical Health Services. Thank you, sir. This is Lieutenant Colonel Matthijs Pinar from South African Air Force Band. And this is Major Venon Michaels from the Western Cape Army Band. Thank you, sir. And this is the lady, a director of music all the way from Pretoria, NCG, National Ceremonial Guard Band. Thank you. Thank you very much. Can we take a bow? Last but not least, I have to thank the people behind me who are making music. All I do, I just wave the magic stick. I don't do anything. They do all the hard work. The musicians, please, all the bands and all the choir. Thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you, Commander Matikizel.
Last but not least, I have to thank the program director, sorry. Thank you very much, Captain, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Thank you, Captain. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
I actually dragged it out of him. The way I looked at him with hesitation, that I was not ready to continue until he says something, and that is to thank me. But I also want to thank him, Umkaya. He gave me a call, was it on Thursday or Friday? I've just been given the task, a few days ago, to say I'm one of the 3 names that have been given to the Chief of the South African Navy to decide who he's going to entrust with this job tonight. So I want to thank the Chief of the South African Navy, Admiral Hlongwane, for entrusting this job to me. Thank you, Chief. Thank you, sir. I hope I didn't disappoint. As the director of music has already said that he's not invited to the meals after this, I'm also not invited. But I would like to give a warning to those that have been invited. In fact, I saw someone that works with me as one of my system managers, Commander Cronier. He once told me that when he served on board the ship, as young junior officers, they would be sent to go make coffee for the seniors, senior officers, senior combat officers that would be on the bridge. But these combat officers were so strict that they wanted their coffee full. Now you'd imagine walking all the way up to the bridge with a ship that is rolling and pitching, that you would lose some coffee. And when you get there, you'll be in trouble. So he told me that what they used to do, they would take a sip so that they do not spill the coffee. But just before they get into the bridge, they would put it back. So be careful out there. If you are invited to eat, you'd rather go for a buffet. Lastly, I'm going to ask, the main podium group is seated up there. I can't even see, but I saw our lovely minister with the chief and their entourage coming in. They seated up there. So I'm going to request that before we leave, we're now done, we finished, ne? That everybody allows them to take leave. Unfortunately, because of the way that we're seated, I would have loved to say then we allow all the flag officers to leave, senior officers, everybody. It might not be possible, but I can see the generals are seated in front here and the admirals. We allow them, and the rest of us can follow suit. I hope you've enjoyed, and if I can give one last instruction as the people leave, that you play something nice, so that at least those who leave last live longer. Thank you very much.
spelelang, sotus visos spelelang, haya spelelang, haya spelelang, you must get a spelelang, haya spelelang, haya spelelang. Haya spelelang, spelelang, haya spelelang, haya spelelang, sotus visos spelelang, haya spelelang, you must get a spelelang, haya spelelang, so do my doors. Thank you very much. Beautiful. Thank you.